Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Forrest out in St. Louis. Hopefully you're having a wonderful Wednesday. I know I am going live late. However, just had a long running day, had a lot going on, had a couple of coaching sessions this morning with some of my coaching clients, which was absolutely awesome. Got a chance to hang out did a ton of stuff today. So I'm going to talk about a couple of things, two things that are very, very important if you want to basically make money immediately, if you want to earn some cash olas immediately. And I'll explain, I'll get into it. It's not a get rich quick deal or any of that kind of stuff. So we're going to talk about that in terms of positioning yourself to make sure that when you get to the point, you can instantly do these two things and put some money in your bank account or set up some money to be loaded into your bank account if you want to put it that way. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Forrest Knight. I'm a social media marketing strategist. I love helping people succeed online. I love working with entrepreneurs. I love helping people overcome challenges. I love coaching people. Absolutely wonderful. On a mission to have no more empty refrigerators, make an extreme impact on thousands of people's lives, and to create a lot of legacies. So, and be a legacy creator. So, said all that to say this. Have you ever sat down and just wondered, like, oh man, I could really use some money today? And I would really like to make some money today. I'd like to really earn some money, and you're just not quite sure how to do it. So one of the things that's very, very important, and I'm going to read this because this is just, I'm doing a vibrational money immersion coaching training inside of our Inner Circle 100K Inner Circle training group, and going through Think and Grow Rich. And it's weird, I swear, it's like the first time I read it. And I have my old version over here. Yeah, I can walk away from the camera because it's my Facebook Live and I can do that. And I have this old version over here. Oh, that's not it. That's my Master Keys to Riches. Well, it was sitting over here. I think I moved it. Anyway, this is another very cool book, Master Keys to Riches by Napoleon Hill. And I know it might be in another box somewhere. Anyway. So I'm going through this book, and there's this one part in here. That says, "Do not wait for a definite plan through which you intend to exchange services or merchandise in return for the money that you are visualizing, but begin at once to see yourself in possession of the money, demanding and expecting meanwhile that your subconscious mind will hand over the plan or plans you need. Be on the alert for these plans. When they appear, put them into action immediately." And that was one of the things. Hey, I see we've got somebody jumping on from Periscope. Absolutely awesome. Thanks for swinging by. You know, one thing I realized that on Periscope and Twitter, very few people actually use like their real name. They have a funky, weird name. There was somebody on here named Rude Lady last night, which is sort of oddball. I don't know why people don't use their real name on Twitter or something close to it. Maybe it's because somebody else has it. Well, I'm Forrest Knight on Twitter, and that's me on Twitter. I'm pretty sure there's some other Forrest out there, but that's my Twitter name. I've got a Twitter business name as well. But anyway, coming back to talking about these two things, this is very, very important. I want to keep this short and get to the point. There's two things that are very, very important if you want to make money immediately, period, plain and simple. And there's a lot of things that come up to these two. So don't want to say these are the only two that you have to do, but these are two of the primary ingredients. One, as we know, of course, you've got to reach out and knock on people's door and ask them if they're open to your product, service, or opportunity. That's sort of like the pre-step to these two steps, right? So you've got to reach out. The next step, these next two steps are very, very important in the income generating part of earning an income. One of them is doing a presentation. You've got to show people your stuff, right? You've got to do a presentation to them. You've got to say, here's what I've got, here's what I'm selling, here's what my deal is. They've got to watch some kind of presentation, whether it's a product presentation, whether it's a face-to-face presentation. You've got to do a presentation. For example, a furniture store, right? Got a furniture store. They do a lot of advertising. Until they do a presentation, until somebody walks through the front door of the furniture store, and they can look around the furniture store, and the furniture is presented in certain settings. You have like living room presentations, you have kitchen presentations, you have different presentations set up so people can visually see what they're looking at. Then of course you introduce a sales professional into that mix, right? Into that mix that goes deeper down into the presentation. Ask them how soon they're looking to do something, or what kind of style they have, or what type of, and they get a little bit deeper and they make some suggestions and they make some recommendations. So two things will happen when those people walk into that store, depending on when they're ready to buy, right? You can never force somebody to buy something they really don't want to buy. It's just, I don't care what kind of salesperson you are. If somebody's telling you that they're full of sugar, honey, and iced tea, it just isn't going to happen. So when the customer's ready to buy, you do your presentation, you go through all this stuff. If you're an online marketer, if you're a network marketer, you're going to send out your presentation link, you're going to set it up, and you're going to set up a follow-up, right? So here's this here, and I just said it, just let the cat out of the bag. The second part is follow-up, right? So when you have a very good presentation, when you present somebody with something, so you knock on their door and ask them if they're open. Once they get into the presentation, these are the two parts that are going to make you money. Is presentation. They have to see what you're selling. They have to see it. They have to watch the presentation. If they don't know what you're selling, you can't sell them anything, right? And somebody's, well, I'm not in sales. I just have a link and I share it with people. Well, okay, whatever. You're in shares, right? So you share stuff with people and they buy it from you, and somehow they don't buy it. You haven't sold them anything, so you're not in sales. But the second part of that is follow-up, right? It's follow-up, follow-up, follow-up. For example, I did, I don't know, something like 68 follow-ups today. Just text message, follow-up, 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 and boom, got 2 people to fill out my form, and I got 2 sales. Just like that. Just follow-up, 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 follow-up. Boom, got 2 sales, made money immediately. Created income immediately. So those are the 2 secret weapons. You've got to get to those 2 first. You can't just do follow-up if people haven't seen a presentation. They have to see a presentation. Now you can do prospecting follow-up, which is completely different. But when you're doing sales presentation follow-up, your follow-up, if you got a list of people that you've sent out a presentation to and you're not following up with them, you're killing yourself. Grant Cardone has one of the top sales forces in the country. He does like $150 million a year in sales. And his sales team only closes 2%. 2% of the sales are closed on the first call. These are top-notch, knock it out the park, home run salespeople, and they only close 2% on the first call. The remaining percentage, the big numbers, close between the 5th and the 12th follow-up. The 5th and the 12th follow-up, I guess that's the right numbers, 5th and 12th. So if you're sitting out here in prospecting land and you're sending out messages and you're sending out a link to somebody, and then you're sitting back and waiting for them to call you, they're not going to call you unless they're weird like me. I actually hunted down my leader and basically told her to send me her enrollment link, and I was going to enroll with her. That's how I did it, and that's just me. And there was a whole purpose behind that based on whose team she was on and what what organization she was, and it was somebody local. I didn't want to enroll with somebody that was on the other side of the planet. I had a whole lot of reasons for the way I did it, but to make a long story short, that's a very, very rare, like 1 in a bazillion people are going to do that. The majority of people you need to follow up with. So when you send them that presentation link, you need to actively follow up with them. I could have sat back all day long with all the presentations that I did with all of these, 62 or 63 people that I followed up with today. And I could have just sat there and looked at my watch and waited for them to respond. But I took action and I followed up, and I re-knocked on their door and said, hey, do you want to move forward? 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 Sometimes I just go into straight sales mode and just ask people, hey, crap or get off the pot, right? Let's move forward. Are we doing this? Are you ready to do this? Are you ready to take action? And most people are like, yeah, thanks for reaching out. I appreciate it. I was actually just thinking about that. That's amazing how the ether works, right? The ether of the follow-up. It's a very, very cool deal. So if you want to make some money immediately, and you've got a bunch of people that you've sent a presentation to, I highly recommend you go knock on their door again and say, hey, it's the end of the month. We got a couple of days left till the end of the month. We've got some specials going on. You might want to revisit what we've got, what's happening right now. You might want to take another look and something. And if you don't have a special, you might want to create a special, right? You might want to come up with something that's enticing to get them to go ahead and move to the next step, or just put them on the money and say, hey, we're getting ready to rock and roll. We're getting ready to roll into September. We've got a huge event coming up. We've got a lot of good stuff happening. They're going to launch a brand new a vertical in our company. You definitely want to make sure you position yourself in front of that avalanche versus being behind it, because everybody that's in positions themselves right now is going to be making money a lot quicker than people that wait. So just want to let you know that we're going to be here for the long haul. We're not going anywhere. We put in X number of reps. We've done X number of business. Whatever your deal is to get them to move to the next point. And if it's okay, it's okay if you decide you don't want to enroll, absolutely no big deal. Just let me know, boom, and jump onto the next follow-up, and jump onto the next follow-up, and jump onto the next follow-up, and jump onto the next follow-up. So those are two things. Presentation, you got to put a presentation in front of somebody's face, and then you've got to follow up. If you do those two things, you can make money immediately. You just got to do it a lot, right? You got to have a lot of people. If you only got 2 people to present to and 2 people to follow up, then you're probably not going to make money. So you got to prospect a lot, you got to present a lot, and you got to follow up a lot. We're talking like lots. And for all of my marketing buddies that are out there, September 1st, we're doing the 200 a day prospecting blitz challenge for 15 days. If you want to play, it's going to be big. It's going to be fun. We'll have like a central post up. I don't know how I'm going to do it right now, where everybody can put in all their numbers every day and report the numbers every day for the 15 days. It's going to be fun-erific. It's going to be awesome. It's going to make a big, huge impact rolling in through the end of the year and rolling into January, February, March, when business is really going to take off. But the cool thing about it, it's going to build a muscle. It's going to build a marketing muscle when you realize, like, dang, I can actually prospect that many people in a day. Once you make the commitment, you will find the time. Because if you're telling yourself right now, well, I don't have time to do that. Okay, you're right. You're right. You win. If you really want to play, and you want to play big and you want to run this 200 day, we're doing 200 a day prospecting blitz challenge for 15 days. Do the math. That's a lot of knocking on some inboxes, and there's going to be somebody out there that's looking, that's going to they'll want to take a look at your information. Some people say no, some people say yes, some people may say later, some people may tell you to go jump in the lake. That's absolutely okay, but your one job is asking them if they're open to taking a look at your opportunity. And if they say yes, you show them the information and you take them down the path and make sure that you do the right things, and you do that, and then you follow up, and then your presentation. And then after that 15 days, we got all those people that we prospected, then there's going to be a huge follow-up freaking avalanche behind that, a follow-up. Next thing you know, like, dang, I just enrolled a bunch of people. I just got a whole bunch of customers. And again, there's no guarantees in anything that I'm saying, because I don't know anything about your business. You may have a product or opportunity that people just hate and they don't want to have nothing to do with. Sorry about that. Well, mine is pretty freaking exciting, and people love what I do. And we're growing super, super fast. So hopefully you got a lot of value from what I just said. Present and follow up. Present and follow up. Present and follow up. And you'll make some money almost immediately. I know I do. I love you. Jesus loves you. There's absolutely nothing you can do about that. On a mission to have no more empty refrigerators. Go out and make an extreme impact. Be a legacy creator. Peace out. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.